All throughout 2023 I've been playing games, shocker. But this year was different. I wanted to document all the games I played this year and kind of jot down how I feel about them. So let's just get right into it. In January I didn't really play a lot of games, but the ones I did play, boy, there were some really good ones. So first off, Elden Ring. I'm sure I don't really need to tell you how good this game is. But yeah, I started this game way back when it released in February of 2022. But I never really got that far in, so I decided to pick it back up, and boy did I make the right choice. This game reignited the love I had for the Soulsborne series way back when, and made me fall back in love with them. So speaking of Souls games though, the second game I played this month was Sekiro. Sekiro is another game made by From Software, of course, but it's way different from Elden Ring. This time with action-packed real-time swordplay only my imagination, back when I was 10, swinging a stick around in the garden could match. But this time, it's in a video game with fantastic setting, story and amazing bosses. That's about it for January. I told you I didn't really play a lot, but that's fine because, oh yeah, I really did play even less in February. All I played this month was a hidden retro gem called Alundra. Alundra is this top-down RPG / platformer type of game that has stellar pixel art and writing for the time. Just take a look at this dialogue, for example. I think she's bone air material. What? No, but all jokes aside, this game is genuinely incredible. A friend of mine recommended it to me and I couldn't be happier having played it. It's very similar to old 2D Zelda games like Minish Cap and A Link to the Past. This game might even be better, because you can jump! Whoa. Yeah, this game is just great. Okay, on to March. This month I played a lot more, but mostly from the same game series. The series I'm talking about being Mega Man. I know. I haven't played these games yet? What? Okay, I've not played Mega Man games before, but I did play Mega Man Maker before all of these games. Which is actually a very fun fan game, which I would really recommend. It's like Mario Maker, but with Mega Man. Super good. Alright, so I played Mega Man 1 through 6 this month. Those are all the Mega Man games on the NES. And wow, they are good. Some better than others, but all super solid for sure. Speaking of super solid, let's go to another game which, dare I say, is even super solider? If that's a thing. The game is Hades. This game is just the best. I spent countless hours trying to get my first win with every weapon in this top-down roguelite game. Can't even begin to explain this game further without this video being too long, which it already is. But one thing I must say is that this game looks hot. And not just because it's set in hell, but the art style is just mwah, perfection. That's about it for March, but April is where it gets crazy. Yeah, I only played Mega Man 7 this month, whoops. Anyhow, Mega Man 7 is one of my favorites from the classic Mega Man series. It plays like a well-oiled Turbo Man. Songs go hard and it looks too hot. Oh my god, help, the floor is literally on fucking fire. In May I actually did play a lot of games, not even kidding this time. So first off, I played the cult classic known as Final Fantasy VII for the first time. I know, I'm super late. But for some reason this game instilled some sort of feeling of nostalgia in me every time I played it, even though this was the first time that I really played it. It just kept me coming back for the stellar sound direction and just incredible pre-rendered backgrounds all throughout. The story was also super fun. It could get serious at times, but it didn't rule out any chance for goofiness. It is just incredible. I also played the highly anticipated Zelda game Tears of the Kingdom this month, and I say this with absolutely major pain in my heart, but I didn't really fall in love with Tears of the Kingdom the same way I did Breath of the Wild. It's hard to explain exactly why, and I'm working on a video on this exact topic in the meantime. But it's hard to pinpoint exactly why I don't love this game. I think it has something to do with reusing the map and the absolutely horrid controls, but I will be expanding this out in a later video, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, real quick, let's talk math. What comes after 7? Okay, I think that's enough time. You're right, the answer is A, 8. Yes, I played Mega Man 8 this month. It looks, plays and sounds even better than 7. Just listen to this shit. Yeah, I've basically said enough. This game is highly overlooked and underrated, even with this shit in the game. I was a busy man in June, so I didn't really play anything this month. But July, ooh boy, that month was loaded with games. Also not kidding this time. I played Shovel Knight, Gravity Circuit, Dark Souls 3, Mega Man 11. Wait, 11? Yes, I skipped to Mega Man 11. I found it for a great deal and I just couldn't help myself. And honestly, I'm glad that I did. It was such a good game through and through, with again, Great visuals, music and gameplay. Wow, it's like Mega Man is a great game series. But I really did learn to love the double gear system in this game. It made parts of this game so much more manageable and fun. I loved busting out a crazy charged Kamehameha attack with the power gear and dodging bullets like I was in a Matrix with the speed gear. I also love the OST in this game. I've heard very mixed opinions on it. You either love it or hate it. I personally love it. I especially love the title screen music, which you're actually hearing right now. Anyhow, this game is a little on the hard side, but I still totally recommend it, especially if you like 2D platformers. I played a lot of 2D platformers this month actually, as I also played Shovel Knight. I'm once again late to the party like with Mega Man, but Shovel Knight is a great game with incredible pixel art akin to Mega Man on the NES. And it's just super solid on all fronts, with very funny writing, and not much else to say. But another 2D platformer I played is Gravity Circuit. This game is inspired by Mega Man X but does a lot of its own things. It has special moves you can swap out on the fly, like you can get a double jump, get special attacks or get a shield while sliding. It's very unique and I really love how the game looks like a bit of a GBA game. Very cool stuff. Now for another 2D platformer, okay, just kidding. I played Dark Souls 3. This game, oh my god, this game. It is so good. It has gorgeous vistas, incredible bosses, arguably the best in the series, like this dude in armor, or this dude in armor, or this dude in armor, or this rhinoceros in armor. Very diverse. No, just kidding. This game is actually super good and has super varied areas and bosses. It is a bit on the short and linear end, but that does make for very good replayability, so that is also a great factor. Okay, that was it for July. Told you I played quite a bit. In August I got a PS5, so I started to play a lot of games on that. And so the first thing I played this month was Astro's Playroom. This game is such a fun little game. It has a lot of fun Easter eggs from different Sony games and older consoles. It has some gorgeous visuals and uses the DualSense controller in all the best ways. The rumble is great, the motion controls work perfectly, and the adaptive triggers feel really cool, especially with the bow and the rocket ship. One of the best parts of this game might just be the speedrunning stuff. It feels really good to do to go fast in this game. And you have these challenges just made by the developers, and they are all really good and feel great to play. Just this game alone is a decent reason to get a PS5. I highly recommend it. But that isn't all. I also played Dark Souls 1 this month. I played this game for the first time years ago, but I couldn't remember anything from it. So I played it again, and it honestly felt like a whole new game that I had never played before. I forgot all the gorgeous vistas in Anor Londo, or the horrors that occurred in Blighttown and the Tomb of the Giants. I'm actually not sure how I forgot that. But either way, this game is incredible. The second half of the game has some problems, but it's overall a very solid experience. And the world design is unmatched to this day in any game, at least for me. That's it for August. I didn't even play a lot of games on my PS5, but in September I did. Well, okay, the first game is not really a PS5 game, but it's Bloodborne. Wow, this game. Bloodborne is another incredible game made by From Software. Coming right off of Dark Souls 1, I was used to the slower paced combat of that game. It was like going from 15 miles an hour in a school zone to speeding on a highway. The difference is really drastic, but a welcome change for sure. Sekiro is my favorite Souls game, but Bloodborne almost matches that, being my second favorite. I don't want to say too much about this game as I have a whole separate video planned on this game, so you'll just have to wait for that. The next game I played was Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game is a bit of a controversial game. I've heard people who love it and think it's amazing, but I've also heard people say that it's not the best. I'm of the opinion that it's a really great game with fun combat, incredible next-gen graphics, like really incredible next-gen graphics. But there are a few very glaring flaws. Okay, I'm gonna be real, I haven't finished this game yet. But so far the game is way too different from the original, which isn't actually a horrible thing, but doing things like changing the story, man, at this point you could almost call it a whole new game. I understand why they took this route, but I also don't. So the reason why I don't understand it is because the original had such a great story with so many great aspects and very little flaws, at least in my opinion. And this is the exact reason why I hate that they changed the story in Remake. But the reason why I do understand is because they made only the first part into a whole 30-hour game. But because of that, a lot of the things feel like they drag on way too much as well. The areas are also not very interesting. They all look great, but they are nothing more than glorified hallways with a few branching paths, with either no reward or something very minor like a potion. Exploring is not worth it, and it's honestly pretty tedious with the shit ton of random encounters you will face. Anyhow, this is a good game, but it's a pretty horrible remake. Let's move on to something more simple, Mega Man. I played Mega Man 9 and 10 this month. These games marked the return to the 8-bit NES styled Mega Man games, and they instantly upped the difficulty a lot with 9. This game is no joke, but it doesn't really feel unfair. I love this in games when it's actually really quite challenging but very fair. And that is definitely the case here. There are some occasions where it does feel like BS, but that can be forgiven because of the incredible weapons this game has. I haven't touched much on the weapons in any of the Mega Man games, but here's a quick tier list. 1B, 2A, 3D, 4B, 5D, 6C, 7A, 8B, 9S, 10A, 11A. Whew, there you go. So, all the weapons in Mega Man games are quite overpowered, but it feels right in this game. I found it a great balance to the harder difficulty, and this game is one of my favorite Mega Man games for sure. But how about Mega Man 10? 10 is also great. It feels like a proper send-off to the Mega Man series, even though we got 11 a few years later, woo! A great send-off. Why, I hear you ask? Well, it's because in the final stages of the game, you fight one robot master from every game before it. This is a very fun concept and I really like that. Although this game overall is just really good. It's a lot easier than 9, but it's still a Mega Man game, and a great one at that. Alright, September done. Time for October, the spooky season. Did I play any spooky games though? No, not really. Whoops. All I played this month were games which I already played before. I played some more Alundra and I learned a few simple speedrunning tricks that are super fun actually. I played Bloodborne with a skill build, which is very different from the strength build I used before. And before you ask, no, I'm not a Dextro. Wow, I'm sorry about that. Even though a few pretty huge games released this month, like Spider-Man 2 and Mario Wonder, I didn't really get the chance to play them yet. Maybe later though. Yeah, so that was pretty sad October. But that's fine, because this November I did play Mario Wonder. I usually don't enjoy 2D Mario games all that much, but wow, this one really made me appreciate those games a lot more. I used to think that the games got too hard. Yes, I know, skill issue. And the controls always felt kind of unresponsive and too floaty. Which is of course the appeal for most people, but that is the problem. I don't enjoy that all too much. And that's still the case in Mario Wonder, but I guess that's just a me problem at this point. So aside from that, I did really enjoy Mario Wonder. The controls still didn't feel super tight, but the level design, ideas, new power-ups and super fluid animations made this game play like a wonder seed in those dream. Okay, what the fuck is this? I also played Lethal Company. I guess I'm a month late to this game, but it completely flew under my radar in October. So anyhow, this game is so much fun with friends. We played this game a lot in the span of a few weeks. I barely have any content because we didn't really talk English while playing, but everyone could understand screams, right? Yeah, this game is super fun. It's a multiplayer horror game where you have to enter this building, find items, bring them back to your ship, and sell them to the company you work for. I would definitely recommend this game, especially if you have a few friends to play with. That's not all, oh no. I played a lot of Mega Man Maker this month. I slightly talked about this game when I talked about what I played in March, but this month I joined a tournament called NRS. Every Sunday you get 8 levels made by incredibly talented level creators, and you have to beat them in less than 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm not that good at this game, but I did pretty decent, especially for this being my first ever Mega Man Maker tournament. There's currently a 2-week break going on when this video is being uploaded, and at this point I'm 7th in the standings, which is way better than I expected. But I can't be too happy too soon. There are still the final weeks left, which are gonna be done next year, so I can't really comment on that just now, but they will be uploaded on my channel, so keep an eye on that. Now for the last month, December. The joys of Christmas are here. Drinking hot cocoa milk, walking down the street with snow and the Christmas lights. Okay, to be honest, I barely played anything this month. I was very busy with Christmas shopping, the final weeks of school and work. So I only played the more simple games like Mega Man Maker. Also a few racing games like F123 and Assetto Corsa. But I've been playing all of these all year long, so it's not that different. It's a bit of an anticlimactic way to end this video, but I can't change anything about it sadly. This year has had its ups and downs, but overall I'm very happy with how things went. I picked content creation back up this year and it's been an absolute blast. I took a bit of an hiatus for a few years, but now I'm back at it and it's really fun. So all I really wanted to say was thanks and see you all next year. Also like and subscribe, this video took a shit ton of time to make.